Why you gotta flick me off though?
It's the way I count. I count backwards. Hi, my name's Alex.
I am William.
This is Sometimes Crypto, the Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
It's another week.
Episode
6? 5.
5?
6.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
I gotta head myself.
Yeah, I don't know. At some point, we're going to stop counting.
Never. Never.
Never.
I said never. Never. You always gotta. Well, maybe we don't.
We'll keep track, but I'm not going to be saying it on the pod anymore. I'll be like, oh, it's episode 842.
Whoa. That's a lot, bro.
It's a couple weeks out.
A couple. That's a while.
That's funny.
That's a few in.
All right, today's date, September 27th, 2022.
You got really loud just there. It is September 27th.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about 3 things.
Yes, but like you said, 3 things. The third one is like multiple things,
Okay,
isn't it?
that's facts. That's facts. All right, so today we didn't want to go the straight crypto route. We want to talk about a couple different things.
A couple of things that are happening currently to date.
Yeah, just fill in information. I believe we do have an agenda. And the first thing we want to talk about was last week's FOMC
Meeting?
press conference.
Press conference?
Yeah.
Press conference, because they had the meeting.
Yeah. Mr. Jerome Powell went out and started talking. He gave a little statement.
He gave a few statements. He made one thing clear. Rates are here to stay for at least 2 years.
Yeah, he said we will continue to be raising the rates.
Well, not just continue. He also said very clearly, we'll raise rates and we'll maintain rates until there is sufficient evidence of inflation going down.
Yeah, I believe he wants to keep unemployment and inflation at around 2%. Was what he said.
Unemployment will rise, mandatory.
No, if they keep on raising interest rates, yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah. So let's talk about the current rate hike they just did.
They did this on September 21st.
Yeah. And when they just did a few days back.
Yeah,
It's not like right now.
6 days ago.
6 days ago. We're a little late to the party.
Yep. What was the percentage?
0.75. So 75 basis points, just 0.75. That's how much they raised it. So it brought the rate now to, what was it?
I actually couldn't find out. I couldn't find that.
You couldn't find it.
I don't know.
It's currently at 3%.
My dad always tells me it too, and
We're
I was
currently
like,
at 3%.
I was like,
Yeah, it's effectively, Jesus,
3%.
3%. We went from 0 to 3%,
It's fast. And
That's
like
quite a bit.
because they did it all this year, right?
basically. Yeah. Well, and current rate, with the current rate we have is 3%. Mr. Jerome Powell said they want to end this year respectively at 4.4%.
They want to bring it up to 4%.
There's another
You said 4.4?
4.4. So they're in between. That's what the predictions are showing. Projections are showing. It's either gonna be that or maybe higher, maybe lower. But they're saying there's gonna be another 1.5%.
One.
How would you say that?
Wait, one.
It's 150 basis points.
Okay.
I can see why they use it.
So yeah, it's 1.5%.
1.5%. It's 150 basis points. What they're saying, they might raise it between 1.5 and 1%.
Mm-hmm.
They're debating.
But that's all dependent on whatever
inflation and what occurs throughout.
Whatever
from
they
this point
they
to
deem
that point.
appropriate.
What exactly? Which that's gonna affect all markets drastically. Gonna make people want to either, if you're in stocks or crypto, you're gonna want to pull out cash because cash is worth more than assets at this point in time. The dollar's getting stronger.
Why is that the case?
Why is what the case?
The dollar gets more power because they're raising the interest.
Rates, there's less dollars in circulation.
There's less in circulation. Okay, so then there's less liquidity in buying back, in someone else buying the stock at a higher price.
Yeah. So right now the idea is people are gonna start investing more into bonds because the federal rate's gonna be higher than what markets are gonna be able to produce at this point in time because you're slowing down growth and production, not production, but just growth and expenditure and everything.
Of the economy.
Yeah, general economy. That's why the dollar is doing so much better versus other currencies because other governments they're not raising rates at the same rate we are. So their currency is not fighting inflation nor gaining strength at the same rate. That's why we have the dollar to dollar with the pound right now, and the pound has always been 50% above us. It's always been like $1.50 for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Pound's $1.50.
The pound?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a euro thing.
Euros also has always been higher than us.
Euros.
Most currencies have always been higher than the dollar.
Not most.
Not most.
Just
Let me reiterate.
Those two I know.
Let me reiterate that. Not
There's a handful.
big boy. Like
high. Oh, of first world.
First world currencies are typically first world governments have always been a little better than the dollar in terms of trade value.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that whole, like, the Japanese yen
Yeah.
is like 1,000 times smaller, or 100 times smaller than the dollar. So like 1 yen is effectively 1 penny.
Mm-hmm.
So they just go around pricing everything in pennies. Essentially, is how I see the whole Japanese market. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. Like if you have, which is something I never understood about America, is, as from what I've heard, is that the penny costs more to produce than it's actually worth.
I've always heard that.
I
don't know if that's true.
Why are we
but I've
using
always
it then?
heard that.
What's the point? Like I just don't get that.
I don't have an answer for that.
That's
I'll
wild.
be honest, out of my wheelhouse.
But like the Japanese yen is used in yens, and they're all worth around a penny.
So 1 yen's a penny?
I'll tell you exactly how much it is.
Not my currency expert. I'm not a currency expert. Better yet,
No.
there's
There's so many of them.
too many, just like crypto. Too many of everything.
So $1, it's actually smaller than a penny. $1 equals 143
Yen?
yen.
Yeah, there.
So it is 0.007.
While you're there, well, look at the current value of a euro.
Euro to dollar.
Yeah, just because I don't know the exact one. Because I know it's fell to, I think it's a little bit below. Not by a lot. Like,
Amount €1. One euro equals $0.96.
okay, so it's back up a little bit
Yeah, the euro's back up a little bit
versus the dollar.
versus the dollar. That whole versus thing is actually very important, because you could be comparing 3 different currencies, and you could say this one's up, but it could be down to another currency.
Yeah, it all depends what you are comparing it towards.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what that says for markets, really?
The rate hike.
The hike?
Rate hike. Yeah.
Just a downturn, really slow down. Just people are going to want to hold on to their cash just to see what happens.
Yeah.
And
One thing that I found interesting was that Powell said that the demand for workers is currently exceeding the supply. That there's
more people looking for work
more
than there are jobs.
and then there's more jobs that are needed to be filled than there are people to fill those jobs.
I see. So there's more work.
That's why there's more work. There's a bunch of work because of all the inflation. People are wanting to buy things, but there's not enough to keep up with that, which is why the prices of things keep on going up.
So why do you think there's so much like a demand for work for workers, but no workers filling the position? He was smiling just now. So why were you?
Because I think that happened due to the money printing of early pandemic, where people were handed out a lot of money, and a lot of money was made.
Yeah, but the money got to be gone now.
For most people, but not for everyone.
Yeah, but if the majority of people are looking for work, why aren't they getting these jobs?
So essentially, there's a lot of money being handed out by the government.
Still to this day.
Still to this day. Like I found out the other day that there's people receiving money in Section 8 worth an insane, like thousands of dollars, like
for housing. Okay.
I was like, damn it, they're giving you $3,000 a month. That's like a big house. Like here in Miami, like a $3,000 rent could get you a 3-2 house in the suburbs.
That's not. Yeah, but if you look at what that got you 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, that was a 4-3 almost. Now it's a 3-2.
Nah,
That's exactly what happens.
I guess you're right, but I don't know.
What do you mean that you don't know? That's exactly what happened. They have to give more if the rent has gone up, right? The cost of houses have gone up to the the prices they have, because the prices down here haven't really fluctuated. They just continue to rise.
They just keep on rising.
Because like my dad said, everyone is coming over here. So we're going to continue to have a high demand for a while.
Everyone is coming down to Miami, to Florida.
Unless they keep on raising them rates, cut them.
And then a lot of people from Cuba are coming over here too.
Leave the illegal immigrants alone.
They're coming.
Or we're talking about the legal ones.
They're coming over here.
I don't know.
I'm saying Cuban immigrants.
No, I play both sides on this
I
table.
didn't say legal or illegal. I said Cuban immigrants. There's a whole bunch of
borders.
them. There's a whole bunch of them.
I'm kidding. Everyone do whatever they want. I have no do you.
People gotta survive.
I ain't hating for wanting to come to this country though. I ain't hating nobody.
No, I ain't hating them for wanting to come over here.
Never.
All right. Powell said that it is imperative to restore the price stability.
Oh, for those who didn't watch it, he really made that a point. That he wants to drop inflation back down to 2%.
Yeah, I think I lost count of how many.
He said that a couple times. Like, they could have been a drinking game.
They could have asked him another question. Be like, just mind you, our main purpose is to try to stabilize the prices.
Stabilize prices, lower inflation, and do this and have the softest landing possible. Which there is no soft landing. There is right now, currently, luxury homes around the U.S. peaked around 2020, end of 2021, and are currently the lowest they've almost ever been in the last, 8 years. So from 2014 to right now, these are the lowest prices for luxury homes. So if you had $1 million house, it's a 720 right now.
No, so it peaked already. It's been coming down.
Prices are coming down. Maybe we won't see it in Florida, but around the U.S.
Around the U.S. in general.
Or maybe like up north of Florida. Maybe not in the south.
I see.
And one last thing to touch on, the current housing rate. Mortgage rate is 6.9 for a 30-year fixed.
6.9%?
For a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Wow.
That is almost exactly double the interest rate of a year and a half,
of a year, yeah. Because interest rates back then were cheap, like
you can depending
for less than 3%.
Depending on your credit, depending on everything.
Yeah,
you can get 2 point something.
Yeah,
very easily.
That's compared to today's money. Today's like loan offers. That's almost free money.
Yeah. So a lot of you see, this is a great segue. We're getting good at this. What is it? Bank of America and other big lenders are doing zero closing costs and zero down loans.
Really?
Correcto.
Wow.
Back how they did it back in the 08 days. A little different from this time. It's not a ninja loan. For those who don't know, I can say it's exact.
I was gonna ask you what's a ninja loan? What's a ninja loan?
Do you know what a ninja loan is?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is? Okay. So a ninja loan is no income, no job, no assets. Meaning you're being provided a mortgage, for an example, of $300,000, an AMR loan, meaning a variable rate loan, with you didn't need to have no proof of income, you didn't need to have a job, and you didn't need to have any assets, and you're given a house.
That's wild.
You can see why we got to the problem we got.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a few of those being handed. So the Bank of America is not doing that. You have to have proof of income. You have to have funds.
You have to have some type of like net worth attached to your name.
Yes.
Some type of like savings at least.
Exactly. It's not. They're also doing a small rollout. I don't remember exactly where they said. I know they're doing it here. It's also
rollout for those loans.
Yes,
for the zero down loans.
Correct. It's specific cities within states.
Yeah, so they're testing it out in some places first, make sure it's good, and then like probably
it's
start
also mainly for lowered income families. Yeah. However you want to take that, I'm not getting into specifics. I don't care. People who make less bread, point blank.
It's for them, which makes sense. I mean, like,
hey, I might apply at the rate this is going. It be what it be.
0% down. That's not a bad deal. What's the interest rates on that? Is the 6.9?
They didn't say. It's going to be on the higher end. It's going to be higher than 6.9.
Yeah, because
it might be at 7, maybe at 8.
I mean, like long term, it might come out to be a pretty expensive house, but
depending if you can.
I'd say an expensive house is better than no house.
So I don't know if that's true anymore. My site has changed on that quite a bit. In the
You're
last
quite adamant about trying to buy a house.
I was quite adamant about buying a house. I'm no longer quite adamant at this current market. I'm willing to wait for a while.
Save up some bread.
Not just bread, for prices to lower and see how rates turn out.
Yeah, because 6.9 is.
Oh no, you.
So the crazy part to me is that I heard that average rates, interest rates, is still 5%, even though compared to interest rates beforehand being at all-time lows at like 2.3 and like 3%, that a 5% interest rate is still
A solid.
Yeah, like compared to like the past 30 years, granted. Like if you look at a 30-year chart, 5% is
It's
still,
solid.
It's like,
5%
good
is solid.
like good compared to
Yeah.
interest rates beforehand.
5-year.
I saw that interest rates have reached, I don't remember what year it was. I want to say like the 70s type,
I know where you're going. It was
like 20% type.
correct though. I don't know if the number was 20.
Yeah, it was
But-
high number and a while ago.
High interest rates. It was in the 70s. I forgot who it was. The last, not the last. I mean, not the last. It was. I forgot.
It was a recession. It was
During a recession.
it was like a recession type issue, similar to the situation that we're in right now, actually.
Correct.
Which is good, because if the numbers were that bad in a similar situation as today, but today's numbers are much better, like comparatively.
You can just hear the crying more. Is
Yeah.
the difference?
Yeah.
You can just hear.
Yeah, you hear.
People are suffering
Of course, everyone
because
like
your money's worth less. However, it's the predicament we're put in by a situation. Now we have to deal with it.
yeah, we literally just came out of a global pandemic.
And we had the highest of highs during a global pandemic.
Oh, it's wild. Like honestly, it was.
This could be worse.
It was a chaotic masterpiece.
This could be worse.
It's a chaotic masterpiece. Is the only way I think I could put it. It could be worse. It's
I
bad.
hope
But
it might get a little worse.
the cards we got, we could work with it. Like the nation could work with it. The world could work with it.
No. Everyone needs to be able to work.
Yeah.
You, audience.
One step forward.
The audience we have right now. Listen, audience.
He's addressing.
I'm addressing you, 9, maybe 10 of you.
our listeners, our repeat listeners.
Our repeat consistent listeners.
Shout out.
to
We
you
notice
guys.
you.
We see you.
Yeah.
No matter what the situation is, we have to find ways just to put ourselves in positions to win. You have to first hold yourself accountable and then try to hold others accountable as well. But
Absolutely.
you got to start with yourself.
Those are facts.
With that being said, I'm going to interject. Please go give this podcast a like, rating.
You literally took it out of my.
All right.
Like, I was like, this is a good time.
We got to get good at this.
Let's do a little shout out for ourselves.
Please go give it if you like it. If you don't like it, give your rating. Speak your mind. We want to know what's going on.
Absolutely, yeah. If there's any suggestions that you have for our pod, any things that you're like, oh, this could be a little bit better over here, or something that you just straight up don't like, send us a message on our Instagram.
Please suggest now before we hopefully one day grow so big we will not be looking at any of you individually. It'll just be a mass.
A handful of people.
Just a handful.
Yeah. So our Instagram is sometimes crypto. And just give us a follow. Send us a
It
message.
only follows 2 followers. It would be myself
And myself.
and himself. Exactly what he said.
Yeah. So we're glad that you guys are listening. Thank you.
So on to the crypto market. I already talked about housing enough.
Wait. I wasn't.
Okay,
I wasn't.
you had
done.
a question?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't done. Okay.
Yeah. So I believe about like the whole
Yeah.
FOMC press conference. You said that they were trying to raise rates to a certain amount.
Correct.
I saw it was like 3 and 3.25% for further increases. Like that's how much you're trying to bring it up to.
6%. You said 3.
Yeah, like
And 3.25.
3. Yeah, I didn't. That's why I'm bringing it up because I didn't really understand it.
So that's not what I heard.
That's not what you heard.
What I heard was they want to end the year at 4.4. They want to go to next year, have it maintain the rate at 4.4, maybe end the year. They said 9 or something. They said they want to end the year at 4.6, and by the end of 2025, bringing it back down to 2.9. That's the projections.
Okay.
That's what's said to happen. As Powell made very clear, he's going to play on it meeting by meeting. I also think rates will go higher than that. then 4.6.
Okay.
I think rates will probably be maybe 5 to 6% by the end of next year, depending how things play out, depending on the CPI, inflation, everything, how job growth occurs.
Yeah. The whole all the
The entire circumstance. But we are in that, and I do think by the end of during 2026 or during that time frame, rates should be down, and hopefully inflation should be back down.
Also, he did explicitly say, Powell did explicitly said
did he
that
say?
that Russia's war against Ukraine
Has a huge effect on us.
yeah, that it has boosted prices for energy and food.
Well, oh, you didn't know? Do you know there's an energy crisis going on right now?
Yeah, there's not that much like oil. Like
Not. Oh, you're talking about us.
no, global.
Globally. Okay, I'm glad
global.
we're on that. So yeah, for those who don't know, our listeners,
OPEC is having a meeting soon. I don't know when, but I know it's
I'm sorry.
OPEC.
Who is that?
Oh, the Saudis and like everyone who
No, that's what they're called?
OPEC, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's an acronym. I don't know the acronym, but it's the people who control the oil pretty much.
Oh, fair. Cool. So yeah, right now in Europe, there's an energy crisis like no other. So consider this. In January, if you're paying for, let's say a number, $1,000 in electricity a month, right now, that's 80% more.
80%?
80%.
That's wild.
That's the type of increases they have right now. That in Europe, they're cutting, the best way of cutting costs is like hard capping it. Like you can only spend, like you cannot charge more than this, but they still don't produce enough energy to cover it. So the problem still stands. They don't have sufficient energy for their people. And the big saying now is, and winter is really coming.
Oh, for
Europe. Because it's coming now to winter time where they use the electricity the most. And they don't have sufficient power to power. So it's going to be like $5,000 electricity bills.
Wow. That's wild.
Like stupid numbers.
Yeah, so there is definitely, and I know that like
caused by Europe because they're not getting gas.
Yeah, there's the pipeline's closed.
Well, yeah, pipeline's closed because they're not getting oil right now.
Yeah, so I know that Ukraine was like big on like wheat or barley, like some type of food, like grain, like that, and
they exported a lot of it.
They export they're like the number one in the world. So there's been a shortage in those commodities.
Looks like the U.S. is gonna have to start you're getting some oil again.
Yeah.
Our Federal Reserve is the lowest it's ever been, trying to bring down oil prices at the pump.
Yeah. So actually, speaking about commodities, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. Like specifically the commodity market. Well, lumber.
Wood's back down, isn't it?
Lumber has been the main thing that affects lumber prices is housing, because it's the thing that takes up the most amount of wood. And as of right now, the National Association of Home Builders says that from July 2022 compared to June, so new existing home sales were down 5.9% from that month, from July to June. June to July.
This month, these last 2 months I just heard. Okay.
Down 5.9%, which has to do with what you're saying, how like we just finished seeing the peak in housing prices.
I did hear that.
And then from July 2022 to July 2021, existing home sales were down 20%.
So they're not buying new developments?
Yeah, so there's not like so like the housing market has like already like reached its cap. Like there's not.
I don't know if that's the case. That might be in like certain markets, not all of it. Also, it might be what people are looking to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I saw was people might not want to buy developers might not want to build new single family homes. They might start building more complexes because they're like, there's not gonna be enough people to buy enough single family homes. They're gonna probably start selling more to institutions.
Yeah.
And then the institution will just rent it out instead.
That's what pretty much has been happening for a little bit now.
For a while now, but at a greater rate, because now housing prices are going to get so much, people are not going to want to buy or going to afford the new developments, the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know, like, the overall population is getting older before having kids. So...
Yeah, we are waiting more.
Yes,
our generation is
waiting
waiting more.
So we don't need a single family home, so
So soon.
so soon, and there's going to be a large amount of single family homes for sale soon because the population that has them right now are all pretty old.
Yeah, there's gonna be exchange of wealth soon at some point in this
Yeah.
generation. for
Yeah,
sure.
soon the largest exchanges of wealth in
It's
the
gonna happen.
known.
I saw the report. Oh, I think I sent it to you. That by 2026 there'll be I forgot what percentage of brand new of new millionaires.
Oh, you did send that to me. That there'll be like an increase of more new millionaires.
Yeah, like
I don't remember.
It was
the
a stupid number.
Yeah, I don't remember it
It was
either.
a fair amount. Did you just really?
It was a little notification. It says tropical storm.
Oh, we're currently a hurricane.
Yeah.
This will be out Thursday, so the hurricane should have already be over. This is currently
I think
recorded.
the hurricane would be hitting like North Florida by then.
Oh yeah, we're not there.
Yeah. Right now it's still out in the water.
So in the water's coming
Hurricane
in.
Ian, Ian. My mom gave me some weird name today. She's like Hurricane Ivan. I was like, no, bro, it's Ian.
It happens.
Not, it wasn't Ivan. That was not the name she said. It was something actually weird.
Eon,
So-
Eon, maybe.
yeah,
'Cause
I
I
was-
saw someone. I think it was a TikTok, and they're doing that, making fun of it, and they had EON as a name.
That's funny. So,
Yes.
oil production is at
Who's oil production? Ours. Our oil production is down because we've shut down oil production.
global. Well, what's the oil market looking like?
I don't trade oil.
No,
Not my area of expertise.
So oil prices are dropping. That is something that I do know a little bit about because at the furniture distribution center, well, we got to bring in containers, and those containers are usually priced based off of the oil.
Isn't it also priced on tariffs and stuff?
Tariffs is a different fee.
Okay.
Tariff is mostly based off of what you are bringing in, not so much that's a fee that's charged once it gets to wherever it's going. That's not like a transit fee.
Okay, you're talking about a trend.
Yeah, like getting it from point A to point B specifically is based off of whatever prices are for oil,
And that's down.
and that is down from peaks from all-time highs.
Should be.
Yeah.
Currently, the pump is down.
Yeah, it's down from all-time highs about 5%. From what I was hearing, containers, people were paying $20,000 for a single container shipment of 40 feet. And right now prices are getting lower to around 15,000.
So it's like a $5,000 drop.
Yeah. Mind you, I believe before pandemic, price to get a container shipped was for a specific route was 3,500.
That's a specific route.
That was for they're all more or less the same.
But for that
I'm talking about like a specific index, better said.
For that specific one, it was 3,000.
3,500 pre-pandemic.
And right now,
Post-pandemic, well, right now 15.
it's at 50.
And post-pandemic it was like 20,000.
Gotcha.
Which is why there's also partially why inflation has like this products have just gone up. Like anything that's imported, the price has gone up
Price
because
is
of
way
oil. Because of oil.
Well, Apple is opening just good tangent because of that. Apple's opening manufacturing facilities in India. They want to move 5% of their production to over there
Yeah.
to produce their
Produce
iPhones.
things. I mean,
Yeah.
India. The thing is, India has a very, very big workforce.
So what I heard an interesting statistic today on the PBD podcast, Patrick Bet David podcast. He compared how China's population, their ages are like mid-30s, right? They're older, and India's is like mid-20s.
Oh wow.
So it's a younger workforce, and they have the same population.
Got to move production to India.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
essentially.
India compared for like labor, is much more expensive than China. That's for sure.
We gotta do the right thing. Well, I'm not a hypocrite, but I know where my phone's made. I don't want to support them, but I like the phone.
I like the phone.
So I gotta live with my hypocrisy. Hopefully, we move it to China to India. We get better.
I mean, ultimately, the question is, are you okay with paying more for the phone?
I already pay above $1,000.
Depends what the market.
I already pay above $1,000. What's an extra $200? If I'm already paying above 1,000, isn't that a great question though? Let's go in there. I said this many years ago now. Would we be more as a society? Would we prefer to have a more expensive product, knowing where it's coming from, everything knowing it's politically correct, safe environment,
eco-friendly, sustainable, right?
Entire thing.
Yeah.
Well, we prefer that product, the price that product can bring, versus how we have it now that costs the rate it costs. What an iPhone at the moment is like $1,000. Every phone's almost $1,000. What would the price be if it was done to the way we want it to be, like eco-friendly?
I'd say probably 3 to 5 times more expensive.
So like I was gonna say double.
No,
you're like tripling it, quadruple.
Yeah.
Well, you essentially said 5
times. I'd say
you
5 times.
said 5x.
I would. Yeah, 5x seems about appropriate.
So are we willing to pay that 5x price?
Most people aren't.
So why are we being hypocrites?
Because people want nice stuff, and capitalists also be like, oh, if I want to sell this, I got to find a way to make it cheaper.
We make it cheaper because people aren't willing to pay the price it takes for it to be ethical.
Yeah.
But people don't want to be ethical.
No, it's not that people don't want to be ethical.
No, people want to be ethical.
People do want to be ethical.
But people are not willing to pay the price to be ethical.
Yeah. You gotta force ethics down their throat.
No. I'm forcing nothing down nobody's throat. No ethic. I'm not the ethic police. I'm just saying it's funny. Because I partake in, I buy it. Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, no. Hypocrisy is a thing that some people gotta
live with.
I just don't think about it, to be honest, unfortunately.
Immediately.
It's like I don't see the people in China
facts
doing it, so I don't think about it. It's something that I should be more aware of. But like at the same time, like if China really cares, like they should really care. And like,
do you think China really cares? We're from the way this podcast is going, we're not going to China. China ain't gonna do business with us.
Yeah.
From the way this is going right here, China ain't gonna do business with us. We shitting on them. We straight up shit on China. It is what it is.
Look,
we'll get hit the hate.
It's not even the country. It's just the government. It's just the government.
Fuck the government. Say it with your chest, Alex. Say it with your chest.
I'm not a fan of the Chinese government. Look.
But they send a bag over. We'll see.
I ain't out here picking fights with any government.
If they send a bag over, would you think differently?
No.
Can't be bought?
No, I'll take the bag, but I won't think different.
We'll take your money, thank you. But here's our honest opinion.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, keep it real. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, I bring up the gas thing because in some places, specifically the news that I saw was in Washington.
DC? Or Washington State?
I don't know which one it was. I don't know. I saw Washington. I don't remember it was DC. I might have assumed it was DC. I really don't remember if it was Washington State or DC. But the gas prices are spiking, even though the oil prices are down.
Is that the same as California?
I don't know how it is. I'm telling you, this was only Washington, and I don't even know which Washington it is.
That's fine. Maybe the DC.
It might be DC.
Someone fact check us on that one. Since Alex gave the information midway.
I fumbled. I lost the link, and I just wrote it down. I wrote like a quick note down, but I closed the link, and I'm looking at it now. I was like, oh shit, I remember this.
Hey, this is the Unscripted Crypto Podcast. We are doing justice to the best of our ability every time we get on these microphones.
I'm here for fun.
And to try to reduce information.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually something I've been thinking about earlier today. I was like, the fact that I'm taking time of my day to like do some research and like just actually like look for information, know that I'm gonna be talking about this later, and be like, I was appreciative of it. I thought I was like, this is a good habit, good practice.
I promise our information will get better as we progress.
Absolutely, we're newbies. This is episode 5.
By episode 100, you should be pretty good at this, right? Or we should have gotten better?
Episode 100, yeah. I'd say that's 100 hours?
Or minimum.
We should be pretty good.
Right? Within 100?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. It should be 100 hours. We'll see what we do for that. We'll think ahead.
Maybe ramp it up to 2 episodes per week.
This guy. You know what? I'm glad he brings that up. Maybe we'll ramp this up to 2 episodes a week. Let's see how that goes, guys. comment in the Instagram. We'll post about it. You have to let us know. We're going to try to ramp up Instagram posting of all sorts of information.
Yeah, that is something that will definitely be need. We created a schedule, I think.
We tried to create a schedule. We're going to try to ramp that up, test it out, see what results we get. Also, everyone who listens, please do share. Tell them these are a bunch of idiots just saying shit, and sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't.
Said share it. That's I didn't consider asking them to share it.
I'm gonna ask you guys to share it if you can.
Yeah, be like, yo,
It would be
check
greatly appreciated.
check out these two guys who's talking.
We try to talk as normal humans, not like people who have how other big podcasts.
If anyone ever comes up to us and says, "Yo, I got on your podcast because of so and so," that's a shout out. That's an instant shout out to so.
Yeah. Also, we'll shout you out. I
It's
don't know what that gains, but we'll give you a shout out. Be like, hey, go follow this person on Instagram.
Bro, yeah, absolutely. That's just so much love.
Until we can't do it anymore because there's just too many people.
It's just too many people.
We're not.
We'll
there
do something
yet.
else. We'll do something else.
We're not there yet though, so take advantage.
Take advantage.
Take advantage. This is gonna get there.
That's funny.
Mark our words.
All right. So what else do you want to talk about?
I was gonna ask you how crypto's doing. How crypto markets have moved.
Bitcoin today.
There was a pump this morning.
Yeah, but then it dropped.
Then everyone's like, time to sell. This is not financial advice. By
Today was a funny day because I woke up this morning. Oh, Bitcoin's up 5%, and then midday throughout the day, I think I saw Bitcoin's down 5%. I was like, oh, I see.
That's no. I got into work. I saw it gave me the notification from Coinbase. I'm like, oh, it's up.
So currently,
Currently.
at this time, it is at $18,978.
Well, damn. What's
Bitcoin.
sold on that?
Oh, I don't have that in my
Oh,
chart.
what's ETH? You have ETH.
I have Ethereum at 1,315,
ETH is about the same.
and I have XRP at 44 cents.
XRP should be reaching a decision soon on their legal battle.
Not XRP. The
Ripple Labs will be
the case.
Well, they're going after the coin itself.
they're going after the coin. They're saying that it is a security, but it's not a security.
The coin may not be a security.
Mm-hmm.
The distribution of the coin might be a different thing.
Yeah, they're saying that the way that the coin was minted and like handed out
and handed
represents a security. But the thing is, the majority of the transactions were not handed out in such a way, and the majority of the people who did buy the coin did not expect it to be. They didn't even know. A lot of people who buy XRP didn't even know that Ripple was a thing.
Yeah, that is very true. No, I'm just saying they're looking at Ripple as just for releasing security, but they're going after token holders for,
Which is wild. Like they're going after token holders.
well, after everyone, yeah. Which is kind of the thing with Bitcoin. They couldn't do is go after anyone because Bitcoin's complete.
Yeah.
Sufficiently decentralized.
Yeah, sufficiently decentralized. Solana is currently at $32.50.
Hey.
Let's see. USDT is surprisingly at 99 cents.
That's normal.
It's at 0.998718.
It's always off a little bit like that for some reason.
My dad was surprised when Robinhood added USDC on their portfolio, on their list of things that you could trade on their platform. And he's like, "There's this crypto that they just added on Robinhood." I was like,
"Stablecoin."
It was used. I was like, "Yeah, it's USDC." He's like, "It's the line's flat." I was like, "Yeah, that's what it's for." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "It's a stable coin. The idea is that it stays pegged to the dollar." So the fact that, and he's like, "Okay, what?" And I was
like, "What's the purpose?"
Yeah, I was like, "It's a cryptocurrency that is equivalent to a US dollar. Period." The point of it is to try to give users who are very deep into crypto a currency that isn't as volatile as a crypto. You get the benefits of cryptocurrency without the volatility of it. That's kind of like the gist of what stable coins.
What a stable coin is used for. That's gonna have really big regulations.
Yeah, it's gonna,
especially if the central bank comes out with their own digital dollar, which.
I always forget those acronyms because there's an acronym for that.
CD, Centralized Digital Currency Bank. A CDC. I can't remember.
Centralized Digital Cryptocurrency.
Something of that nature. I don't remember how to print.
No, I'm just typing it in to see if I could. Oh, CBDC.
CBDC. Never mind.
Central Bank Digital
Nope.
Currency.
Had it inverse.
Yeah. CBDCs. So when CBDCs start becoming more prevalent, they might.
Well, no, when we release our own.
They
When
might.
the US releases their own, and we'll see how that goes. Which I think ours is pretty far away, if I'm honest, on their notification.
I don't know how to. Oh, I could just mute.
I'm just.
I could just mute
I'm
the
checking.
computer. All right.
But that's some time away because there's no we still haven't even started regulating cryptos really all that much. We're just trying to avoid securities and not securities at this rate.
The U.S. government is really behind in the crypto
Well, that's what they said.
regulation game.
Well, that's what they
Not
talked about.
like the whole like incorporating crypto into their laws and stuff. They're behind. There's other countries that are. Like,
Yeah, that was criticized in the SEC meeting that was also a few weeks back. They're like, you guys are taking too long to decide on what to do, and the people are like waiting for.
It's because they don't know what to do. They don't.
They know what side to play on.
The U.S. government is one of the biggest governments in the world, and they have an extremely large amount of financial power.
And financial debt.
Being on the wrong side of this can be bad for them.
Oh,
For
yeah.
anyone who has power that can be lost from decisions like this, is if I was in their position, I might be shitting bricks. Like straight up shitting bricks.
Yeah,
Be
'cause no
like,
one knows what to.
I don't know what to do. If I'm being honest, it's probably worse in their case if they don't do anything rather than doing something. Because if they do something, they'll see if what they did was right or wrong, like if it worked out or it didn't work out, and then from there adjust.
I think they're just trying to regulate all of it, and I don't think that's possible.
No, there's no way.
Because you have to look at each single one individually and be like, okay, if we label these things as securities or an NFT as a security, and this is the outcome. And one of the things was a rule. The four things it makes a security is an investment contract. Really, it has to be an investment. It has to be into a command enterprise, a common enterprise. My bad. You have to believe in a reasonable expectation of profit, and you rely on others' efforts to make a profit. That is what a security is. Like it has to have those four things to be labeled as security.
As a security, yeah.
Which anything could be labeled as security if it's packaged the wrong way.
Is XRP packaged the wrong way?
Somewhat, from a podcast I listened to, somewhat it was because
of the way Ripple handed it out.
yeah, but then the way people were using it wasn't.
It's not, yeah.
So that's a whole different debate. There's just,
Yeah, so like the main thing that the case is trying to go for is that Ripple minted out all of the XRP coins
and then distributed.
and then started distributing it.
But the thing Ripple did
Kind of
do,
making them like a central bank of XRP.
but what Ripple did to benefit them is it had an escrow account. So funds had to be placed there, and only an X amount of funds could be taken out at any given point in time in a month.
Okay,
So there were limitations. So they just couldn't do whatever they wanted either.
I see.
So that's going to be an interesting play out, which we'll see shortly how that goes. Anything else you want to hit on specifically?
No, I think we will move on to the final segment.
What's our time at?
43 minutes and 45
Oh,
seconds.
that's solid. So this should hopefully become a fun segment. We're going to call it On the Feed, or What's on the Feed.
On the feed.
Working title.
Yeah, working title. But
Working title.
the general gist of this would be, well, me and William both follow a handful of crypto related pages on
And non-crypto related pages.
that's true. Facts. On our socials, would that be Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and the rest. So we're just pretty much, at least we want to. The function of this would be like just to scroll somewhere, see whatever catches our eyes, and just bring it up. Be like, look, this is funny. This is cool. Talk about something.
So I think there's a good one we could talk about. Let me pull it up. It is,
Saw one earlier today.
yes. It happened today, actually. It has to do with Voyager and FTX. For those who don't know, Voyager is I'm not sure. I think it was another crypto exchange / wallet type of deal that also filed for
Bankruptcy?
Section 11 is what it's called.
Title 11.
Title 11 bankruptcy. And they were selling their assets today. Well, it was on auction for the last 2 weeks. FTX has purchased it for $1.44 billion. Yeah.
They bought it for 1.44 billion.
FTX wins Voyager Digital auction bid for $1.4 billion.
$1.4 billion.
Yes, they bought they bought them for that price. I will read. This is a Yahoo Finance post. I will read it real quick. Second paragraph says the bid in the 2-week auction process came in at 1.422 billion, which consists of all Voyager's current cryptocurrencies valued at 1.311 billion at current market price, and additional consideration worth about 111 million in incremental value, according to Voyager's press release. So the second to last sentence is FTX US bids maximizes value and minimizes the remaining duration of the company's restructuring by providing a clear path forward for the debtors to consummate a Chapter 11 plan and return value to their customers and other creditors, the press release stated. Lastly, Voyager also said FTX US will allow customers to trade and store their crypto assets after Chapter 11 case closes through the FTX platform.
Okay, so they're going to like integrate it.
That's what it sounds like to me, and it also sounds like, from the looks of it, those people who had Voyager are not shit out of luck.
Okay, good for them.
Hopefully those in Celsius's case as well are also
get saved by
somebody.
By some whale.
At this point, it might have to be Binance.
Someone's got to buy the bag. Someone's got to buy the bag.
Who do you think can buy it? Who do you think buys it? Let's assume. Let's speculate. Let's have fun with it. If someone buys it, which one do you think would buy it?
Coinbase has reason to buy it, I think.
Do you think they could? Because
Coinbase does a lot of like staking and stuff, but not like a crazy amount.
So Binance would make more sense, or Kraken.
Kraken's also a good option.
Kraken does a lot of staking pools and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. It's because Celsius you were earning a high reward.
Yeah, the thing is, Celsius was giving ridiculous like ROIs. Just you can't keep up with it.
You could keep up with it if you're
killing the game. Like,
not if you're just killing the game, if you're also like not getting screwed over. Mm-hmm. So like Celsius
not making bad investment.
No, not just that Celsius made a bad investment. They also got hacked for 600 million in an ETH pool, or something of that nature, like a stupid number. So it's also just that. Of course, bad investments, things like that. No, for sure.
All right. So what I just saw was an Unusual Whales tweet. House Democratic leadership had submitted their text for their bill to ban members of Congress from trading stocks. So
finally,
yeah, it's insane how much money Congress members.
So like the most popular is Nancy Pelosi, but it's not just her.
It's not.
I don't have no grip against.
There's literally websites where people could look at everything that they're saying, because the one good thing that they have is that it has to be public info. It's the only good thing that they got.
No. The movement of the trade has to be public info.
Yeah.
Why they did that trade?
Yeah. Why they do the trade is not. If there's a bot that tracks Nancy Pelosi's purchases on the stock market.
Well, no, not just hers.
No, it's everyone's.
She's not the top earning trader either. She's like the 5th on the list. The first one was like a Republican who outperformed the S&P by like 50% or some crazy number.
Wild.
And another Unusual Whales post showing that. It was wild. Yeah, Congress should not be, no one should in their family should be allowed to play in the stock market, sadly. There's you know too much information. That's worse than inside information. You're deciding
Yeah,
the,
you're deciding the things that affects the prices
the
of
trade itself.
yeah.
You can be like, I want Tesla to win or not to win, and be like, I'm
And if you
gonna bet
know,
against it.
or better said, if you even if you want to or you don't want to, you know
Exactly
what the odds are.
What the odds are. Like you're playing with a loaded deck.
That being said, midterm elections are coming up. If you educate yourself now, you might be able to make some good trades in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Because midterms is usually where some people come in, some people come out, and things go down. All right, another tweet that I saw. This one was I saw earlier this morning. It goes, rest of the world this week. Floridians prepare for what could be a catastrophic hurricane. Catastrophic hurricane, my bad. And then it goes, Florida preparing ... like semicolon at Publix, and then you see these cakes with
with hurricanes.
Yeah, Florida, and then hurricanes. It says, and then Florida says, leave Florida alone. But then you see a bunch of like tiny hurricane type of cakes, and it's just funny. I'm gonna retweet it.
Why wouldn't you retweet it?
Yeah. If you're curious, fuck it, perfect. If you're curious about what I'm talking about, follow me on Twitter at Mr. AEX the Great. I had a typo. I didn't put the L in my name.
Why don't you post it on the Sometimes Crypto
Linktree?
Instagram and Linktree? You can do both.
Yeah.
We run that.
We run it.
That is technically ours.
That is absolutely ours. That's funny. So I found another tweet by Elon Musk.
What did Elon do?
He says,
He makes me laugh.
he says, make, in quotations, hair on fire, not just a metaphor.
That's it?
That's the first one I saw. The only reason I wasn't going to say it, but I scrolled down a little bit more, and then I see this big picture of a bottle of cologne that says burnt hair, tweeted by Elon.
Okay. So Elon's coming out with burnt hair.
Yeah.
With a cologne. Burnt hair.
Repugnant desire. Burnt hair. Scent for men by signed.
Interesting. Elon's an interesting individual.
Coming soon from the Boring Company.
Oh, there we go, baby.
The same people that sold you a flamethrower.
They did do that.
Stand out in a crowd. Get noticed as you walk through the airport. The funny part is that I didn't say, I just read what he tweeted. That's literally his tweets. That boy Elon.
Elon does everything, bro.
That boy Elon. He's a South African.
He is South African. Since we talked about China, I found one more from Unusual Whales. That's just one more for China. So, I don't know if you know this. So, China right now is going through their own economic crisis.
Mm-hmm. It has to do with the housing market.
Because of the housing
or real estate.
It's not even real estate. It's development. So, apparently,
I'm sorry, but like I remember something happened like a couple months ago where like a big firm.
Oh, one of them fell off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. Now it's not. One of them did fall off, but that was just a regular loan that the bank gave. Mm-hmm. So it's gotten to a point now where, governmentally backed loans are in danger of being defaulted on. So not just regular banks giving out loans, ran also by the CCP, but CCP given loans are about to get defaulted on because developers cannot cover costs because no one's moving into their buildings that they're developing, and no building is fully developed to be moved into.
That's wild. That is wild.
So they're in danger of just like all those loans defaulting, and it's gonna be in the maybe $1 trillion range.
That's insane. So China,
I'm speculating.
So China might just lose money, like hella money.
Yeah, China went from its best year, it might go to its worst year.
Yeah,
at the rate that it's going.
Damn. So I don't know where this is at. It just reminded me of something that I remember hearing a while ago. But I know there's this country that the land that you buy, you never really buy the land. You do like a long-term lease on the land.
Do you really buy anything in this world?
Well, ultimately, everything you own is only for you while you own it. Then it transitions out. But that's a whole like.
But no, I didn't mean land. I mean, you said
Mm-hmm.
they buy land, but then it's really a lease.
So okay, so like yeah, so like after like 20, 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
you lose the deed to that property, and then it goes like out on like auction or something like that.
What do you think happens here when you don't pay your taxes on your property?
It goes out to auction. But
Exactly.
those are taxes. That's different.
But,
You could pay your taxes forever. You could
but you
die.
don't own it.
You could die and keep on paying the taxes.
But you don't own it.
You
One's a lease. One's has a fixed term.
you own
The
it.
other one's own until you stop. Until unless you can. The other one you own as long as you continue paying
The
the
taxes.
taxes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna for reasons I don't want to explain right now, I'm not gonna say anything on that.
You're just paying rent.
Yeah.
After you own it.
Just paying rent after.
You just pay rent after you own it. That's all we're doing here.
That is.
What's the point of owning a house if you're just still going to be paying
You're
rent?
still gonna be paying rent because it's your house that you pay rent on.
I'm gonna change brand on this on this field of buying a house.
That was fine.
I was all for it.
You were all for it just the other day.
And now my mind has switched.
Earlier today, I joined a Twitter Space
There's a few. Those always are fun to join.
for a crypto project called D Travel, DAO. Essentially, they want to. I haven't looked too much into it. I just know I followed them one day, and this notification came in today, so I jumped in. But the gist of it is that they are looking into decentralizing the.
Travel industry.
It is travel industry, but I'm looking for the word. It has to do like pretty much decentralizing Airbnb and VRBO.
Okay, so like the renting and the
It is a
short-term vacation rental.
short-term vacation rental industry, yeah. So essentially, the whole idea is that they want to lower service fees, like instead of having to deal with a centralized like provider, just okay, you're on the network that does this, you get paid a little bit more, or your client pays less because there's not a high service fee. You own the listing instead of having someone let you list on their platform.
Fair enough. Similar to tax, but that's more decentralized. They're trying to do it fully decentralized from the start.
So apparently like there's this whole conference show type going on here in Miami that's typically held in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I know like 2 or 3 people from that team are coming over here. I would like to maybe schedule. They said that they're open if there's enough people to they want to talk to them and stuff, that they'll host a happy hour. I would just like to go and check them out if I get the chance.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah. That I believe was for October 18th and 19th was when they said they're going to be here.
We'll go the 18th.
18th is a Tuesday,
We'll go the 18th.
which actually brings me up to another thing that I wanted to say. But I'll talk about that off air. That's more private life. That has nothing to do. My viewers won't really care about that.
That's fine.
We're currently at the 59-minute mark.
You want to wrap up? He sees it in the 50s and he's ready to wrap up.
I think it's a good time to start wrapping it up. Do you have more feed?
I could have found more feedback. I feel like you want to wrap up. I know you. I know your vibe. I know you like an hour podcast.
Our podcast is a good podcast.
I'm not arguing you. I'm not arguing about this again. We do this off air enough. I'm not doing it again. An hour's fine.
All right, for sure. Well, what was it? What was it we want to say?
I was gonna let you do this asking of followship.
Oh, followship. If you can, follow us, follow our podcast, get some like
Follow the podcast.
on
Follow
Spotify,
the Instagram.
Twitter.
Leave a.
We don't have a Twitter.
We don't have Twitter. We only have an Instagram for now.
Instagram,
Give a like. Leave comments.
rates, send us messages. We want
Give
feedback.
us a 5-star if you like it. Don't give us a 5-star. Give us a 1-star.
We like feedback.
We want to know what's going on. We want to know.
Before you give us a 1-star, give us some feedback first. From being honest,
You can give me a 1-star with a feedback. I'll take it.
just don't give us the 1-star and not say it. That's kind of mean. Like,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna be
want
like,
at least to know why.
you're gonna be like, what happened?
Say you guys suck at least. I can live with that. I can go to bed with that one.
Yeah, I could go to bed, but damn. I
sucked.
I got up my game.
I gotta be less sucky.
Gotta be less sucky. Yeah,
That's funny.
You go a 1-star with, I'll be like, yo, this is a troll.
Yeah, this is on purpose. So we'll catch you guys.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you again.
The 7 of you,
Or the 8.
or the 8, maybe 9 now.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll catch you next week.
Yep.
It's been another week.
Of Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
Peace out.
Later.